that was incomprehensible. It hurt. So thanks, guys, for coming to the soft opening of our Kickstarter. As you know, we're only a few hundred bitcoins away from being able to edit our donate video. Josh broke his hand and conscientiously objects to Obamacare in its current form. So if you could please go on Indiegogo and give whatever you can, then we could launch the Kickstarter as soon as we get Josh the right kind of glove. I'm going to take a second here and read some minutes from our last meeting. Rebecca voiced concerns about our project being not inclusive to women and suggested hiring Blondie to read her poetry in front of a Rosie the Riveter themed burlesque show. But after contacting her agent, it turns out Blondie is dead. Craig then voiced his concerns about the event not being inclusive to blacks, then started weeping when he realized he never got a true bar mitzvah. It was decided that since he was only half Jewish, we would only be giving him half a bar mitzvah. No progress has been made as far as the black thing goes.
Terrible.
Unacceptable.
Case in point. Michelle suggested that the Back Pockets reunite, as that's the last time any of us cared about the music scene in Atlanta. But then every other musician present puked simultaneously, and the guys from Mood Rings burnt down the loft we were in, so we should really consider talking to a fire marshal once the venue is settled. Then other Craig thought a poetry reading might be a bit incestual, as the only people who come to those things are other poets. All the poets in attendance were in firm agreement, so the reading has been changed to a performance by Glow ATL, and no dancers will actually be invited to the event. Okay, so before I read my piece, does anybody have any questions?
Yeah.
Josh?
So, like, the thing's going to be for diabetes, right? Like, isn't it a conflict of interest to have King of Pops as your sponsor?
Okay, good question. And we have talked to them, and they will only be selling insulin-flavored popsicles. Thank you, Josh.
Yes, thank you.
Anyone else? Oh yeah, April?
Yes, last time I went to Mammal Gallery, I got towed. Is there, have we properly bribed Park Atlanta?
Yes, actually, we have agreed to give Park Atlanta whatever permits or firearms they ask for. In return, they are only ticketing bikers, so got that worked out. Anybody else before I move on? Matt?
Yes, Cousin Dan.
Absolutely. Now I will read my thing for you all. He biked from France and kissed my black crush in front of me. So the best part of Georgia was the trees, but you can't see our trees on a bike. Get a truck and some nuts to go with it, and they become the right kind of blur. Hold your head out the window and swallow the wind. I said it's the only way to take a deep breath. He said it's the earth rotating. Cyclorama. We should take a piss at the next scenic area. I'm 11 and a black guy is pointing a cup at me. My mom child locks the windows and drops me off at the Hard Rock Cafe. I'll have the Aretha Franken beans. Years later, I'm ignoring emails asking where the Hard Rock tweets are. Nose pressed to the glass, watching black guys point cups. Y'all bike by. Cyclorama. For dessert, try the Tina Turnover. What kind of urbanist planned this cemetery? I hate myself, but surely a city would be smarter than that. I'm pointing out my top 5 favorite mausoleums and taking a selfie with the unknown Confederate dead. Sherman did the right thing, but I bet those signs had some dope typography. Gagging uphill, how do they march these things? I buried my Raleigh. Cyclorama. Trade my saddle for some artisanal hardtack. The froggy lights a cigarette on a melting log. I just use the glow for my touchscreen, yelping, "These rubber trees light just fine." And the mural turns behind us. He points to a gored soldier and laughs in French. I Google how to fight and throw a punch. My black crush blocks it and hangs me from the wall. I rotate slow. The mural creaks. Cyclorama. They made it to Savannah before the paint started to peel. Thank y'all. Please.